Hello and welcome back to The Absolute Mom. Today I want to talk out loud with you about how I start planning for our next school year. So when you guys are watching this video, we only have about 2 weeks left in our homeschool year for 2020-2021. And I have to say it's really been a great school year. When I reflect back, I feel very achieved. I feel like we had a great school year. I feel like we got a lot of stuff done. But that being said too, I also feel like I missed out on a few things that I want to try to incorporate more in this next school year. So one of those big things are doing more family time or family subjects. I really feel bad that I'm constantly telling my kindergartners, just hold on, I'm working with my 5th grader. Or I'm telling my 5th grader, hold on, the preschooler needs me, or whatever. I am ping pong balled back and forth all day long, which is great, but at the same time, I really want to pull the family together for a couple of subjects. And I feel like those opportunities usually definitely read aloud, we always do as a family unit. Devotional, we do as a family unit. But then I feel like history and science kind of are open opportunities right now that I could pull everybody back together. So for the 2021-2022 school year, my grades that I am going to be teaching is 6th grade. I will have 1st grade twins, and then my youngest will be preschool/kindergarten. Her maturity level isn't quite ready for kindergarten, but academically she is. So we will just kind of play it by ear and see where she ends up landing. So as I said, for this last school year, we ended up using BJU Press whole grade kits. We did 5th grade, kindergarten, and preschool. And I did love it. I absolutely did. I feel like the videos really bring a lot of extra value. They end up showing the kids a lot of stuff that I wouldn't be able to or as easily be able to do. So I do really love it. But I also miss being so hands-on with my kids. So I'm going to end up sharing with you for every single subject what I am considering for our next year homeschool. And your job is to let me know the good, the bad, and the ugly about each of these different things. So if it's something that you honestly don't think that it would work, or there was something you really disliked about it, please let me know. Or the opposite, if it was like the best decision you ever made for your homeschool, let me know on that also. So the first subject that we're going to discuss is English. And for English, we've always used BJU Press ever since 2nd grade, because that's when I started homeschooling our oldest child. And we have always enjoyed it. We enjoy one chapter is grammar and the next chapter is writing. We enjoy that it's really straightforward. We don't feel like there's too much work. But that being said, also, I ended up looking into the good and the beautiful. So for BJU Press, English, reading, spelling, and writing are all separate subjects. And so the good and the beautiful end up pulling all these together. So I like the idea that we can put so many subjects into one and she won't realize that she's doing all the work. So I'm in between doing level 5 of the good and the beautiful language arts, or if I'm going to do BJU Press level 6. So my other consideration is also when we go into 7th grade, does the curriculums that I have picked allow us to continue on the same curriculum into 7th grade? So for English, either BJU Press or the good and the beautiful. So for English, for my littlest kids, we end up doing the Crafty Classroom. And so the Crafty Classroom ends up pulling together different concepts in English. Like right now, they're learning all about nouns. They have to go and find different types of nouns. They have to end up sorting them into the different categories of person, place, and thing. So they're kind of learning that along with their reading program. And so I've really enjoyed that with them. My big focus for them is to make sure they're nice, strong readers before we worry about any of these other things. All right, so for math. Math is one that I feel like a lot of homeschool moms end up losing a lot of sleep over. And luckily for us, we really have like embraced math, and we've gotten really lucky with some great curriculum. We did 1 year try Math UC, and that definitely just wasn't for us. But otherwise, we used Horizon Math for 2nd, 3rd, 4th grade. We switched over to BJU Math for 5th grade only because it was in the whole grade kit. And then for 6th grade, I'm in between whether I'm going to go back to Horizon Math, which I don't love the teacher's manual. I feel like they're lacking a lot. If I'm going to continue on with BJU Math 6, which I enjoy that they have videos in case I need a little bit of backup on parent-led. Or my other option that I think I'm swaying towards is Saxon 7-6. So I ended up doing the placement test for my child. That would be the level that she would end up sitting in. And I absolutely love that for this curriculum, we can go all the way through graduation with it. We wouldn't have to switch back and forth. Now she's a little iffy because she really loves extra puzzles and colorful stuff that comes with both Horizon and BJU math. But I also reassured her as you get into middle school, those things are just going to become less and less. So for my first graders for math, we already have started BJU Press Math 1. And so they are a little over 20% done with that curriculum already. And so I'm thinking after that's done, we're either going to continue on with BJU Press Math 2, or we might switch over to Horizon Math because we really enjoyed that at the young levels. So for spelling, I know a lot of homeschool families end up skipping spelling at a 6th grade level, but I feel like my child still needs it. Now from 2nd grade through 5th grade, we've always used kind of the traditional method of learning spelling. You have your pre-test, your midweek test, and then your final test, and you do a worksheet page every single day to try to memorize how to spell these words. But I'm finding that's probably not working the best for my daughter if we've been doing it all these years and she's not a master speller yet. So I am considering either BJU Press Spelling 6, Workout Spelling, which we used to do before we switched to BJU Press, or I'm considering just using the dictation sentences through the Good and the Beautiful, which is how they teach spelling instead. And so let me know for spelling. She's definitely gotten better, but I feel like there's a few things that she can use some improvement on too. Let me know, what do you use for spelling and do you absolutely love it? So for reading and phonics, this is definitely one that has me a little bit torn. For the little kids, like I said, we are using the READ program through the Crafty Classroom. We, this year, did use the K-5 Focus on 5s through BJU Press. We really enjoyed it. My kids really picked up reading. One is very much so a natural and one is struggling a little bit more. And the videos just were a little too fast-paced for her. So I ended up going back to the Crafty Classroom, which we used in preschool, and that's definitely working really great for her. So I'm going to continue on with that. I'm going to just make sure to do a lot of read aloud time with them. And then I think for this, we're also going to be starting them on the language arts. One will be the level K and one will be the level K primer for language arts, spelling, reading, all those good things all together in one booklet. Our other option for both our youngest and our oldest is to go into BJU Press reading curriculum. And we did do this for 5th grade, but I have to say I never saw the fire lit in my daughter's eyes about it. It was more, let's do this assignment to get it done. And I really want her to be excited about reading and really understand what she's reading. For more reading and phonics, we also do the Explode the Code for my preschooler and my kindergartners. So we'll be kindergarten and 1st grade next year. They really enjoy that, so I know we will continue that. We'll do the READ program, and I also have some Crafty Classroom stuff for alphabet, numbers, and sight words that are preschool level that I can use with my youngest child. So for handwriting, I'm always back and forth whether I actually want a handwriting curriculum, but I am definitely looking at the Good and the Beautiful. I find it's fun that they incorporate drawing pictures and tracing and cursive. They incorporate a lot more things than just a simple, let's rewrite this sentence. So for history and science, those are the two things that I really want to pull back together and do these as a family unit. So there's a few different options I ended up looking at. For history, we can either stay with BJU Press because they have a 1st grade level and they have a 6th grade level. And I have to say, I do enjoy it. I enjoy that it pulls the Christian worldview into it, but yet I don't feel like it's shoved down your throat. So I feel like it's really definitely pointing out the moral and ethical part of history, like what lessons you should learn from it and how you should live your life based on happenings from the past. So I have enjoyed history, but that being said, I feel like there could be more. Now we've used Story of the World in the past. We did volume 1, we did volume 2, but that being said, I never felt like either that my kids really wanted to do the activity manual or the coloring pages or anything. So I don't know that that is the best fit for us. And then the next choice is, which I'm kind of leaning between two. So either master books, we can use the My Story or American Story or World Story ones. So My Story would be for my first graders, which I really like. That one's really talking to me. Or we can do American Story 3 or World Story 1 for my sixth grader. So this year with BJU Press, we did do a lot of American history and we've really enjoyed it. But I also feel like she can switch around. Now we've already done the ancient history, we've done modern history, we've done the Middle Ages. We've kind of gone through all the different stages of history. So I'm really open to whatever for history. So the other thing, if we don't do master books, the other option I'm really leaning towards is the Good and the Beautiful History 1. So for the Good and the Beautiful, I can do everybody together as a family unit. For master books, I would have to separate these two, which wouldn't be the end of the world either. But science is the one that definitely, no matter what I do, we're all coming together for a family unit. So for science, I can either stay with BJU Press and we could do Science 6 and Science 1, but I'm leaning against that. Or we could do master books, God's Design Life. So all of my kids really are interested in the human body, like learning anatomy and physiology. It's kind of a passion of theirs. And so whatever I ended up looking into, I tried to make sure that's something we can cover for this school year. So I really like master books, God's Design Life, because they have a beginning level that I can use for my first graders. And then they have the same exact subjects, but at a sixth grade level. So I can just get everybody their own little workbook and we can touch on the same exact unit at the same exact time. And I think that one's really talking to me. The other one I'm looking at is the Good and the Beautiful and doing their separate unit studies through science. But the bad part of that is the human body one is always out of stock because they are redoing it, which is super exciting. But I don't know whether I can think that that's going to be back in stock for this school year. Another one I've been looking at is Apologia. So I already have the Apologia Anatomy and Physiology. We've tried a few different times using Apologia and my kids just feel like it's very wordy and in-depth and it just doesn't speak to them. But it's been a few years since we've tried that. So I feel like it could be worth going back to. So for extras, what I'm considering is we already have a subscription to Reading Eggs and Math Seeds. And so my kids, all 4 of them, have really loved that. We renewed it for this coming school year. So that's something we will be continuing down on, but I want to make it a more consistent effort towards it. So what my idea is while I'm working with one kid, I assign another kid 30 minutes on it. And then I switch out to the next kid and the next kid and the next kid. And that way it's more consistent and they're getting through their different lessons on there because it's all play. So they're learning through play, which is just the best part ever. So the other thing too is I want to get my kids typing a little bit more. So my upcoming sixth grader has done quite a bit of typing, but I feel like she's at that point she should definitely be mastering it. And then I want to get my first graders hands-on with this. So we'll either be using typing.com, which all of them have used in the past and really enjoyed, or there was one I ended up finding yesterday when we were just playing around and trying to see how many words per minute we can type. It's like a typing test or typing speed. I'll link it down below if I find it again. But it's also a free one and I'm considering using that one. So the other website that I've been looking at about writing is Night Zookeeper. So this is probably something you're hearing from a lot of your homeschoolers. It is something that interests me definitely for my oldest child. And so I'm definitely looking into a subscription to the Night Zookeeper for writing. All right, so there you have it. That is what I'm starting to think about and plan ahead for the 2021-2022 school year. So I'm not saying BJU Press will not be used, because I do absolutely love that curriculum. I do think that it makes the school days long, and I also do think that they raised prices, and that makes it hard when you're trying to put 4 kids through their curriculum. And so they took away a few of the discounts also, which makes it even harder. So a little bit of my deterrent is about the money that you end up spending with it. The other part, like I said earlier, is that I just want to do more family units. My kids are definitely quite a few grades apart, having first graders and then a 6th grader, but I also feel like once she's in high school, we can't do this anymore. So I just want to enjoy the last few years that we could do stuff all together. The other part that I'm doing for planning is not only thinking what curriculum that I'm going to get from what publisher, I'm also evaluating if the kids need any supplements during the summertime. We usually only take about 6 weeks, maybe 8 weeks off during the summertime, but is there any supplements that they need to get them on the right level for the next following school year? And then the other thing that is always in my head is, when are we going to be starting the next school year? So homeschoolers, oh my gosh, you hear it all over the place. So some start in July, some start mid-August, some don't start until mid-September. But what we end up doing, we always started right after my kid's birthday, which is July 9th and July 10th for the 3 oldest kids. But I ended up last year just starting on July 1st, because we can just take some more extra days off. But that way it gives us more freedom to take more breaks throughout the homeschool year. And then also I work, and so I'm just not always home to homeschool 5 days per week. So we need a little bit more freedom. So let me know, what are you starting to do for planning for your next homeschool year? Have you already ordered stuff? I like to order stuff before everything's going to be getting back ordered, before everybody else is ordering it. But I also want to make sure to catch the best sale. So let me know any of these things I ended up saying about. So I had BJU Press, which I know that they have their big sale in the middle of April during their online party. The Good and the Beautiful, do they do a big sale before the next school year? I'm not quite sure on that one. Master Books, not sure on that one either. Do they do a big sale that I should be waiting for? And then Saxon Math was the other one that I was kind of looking at, which I would probably get through rainbowresources.com anyways. So let me know if there's any sales that I should definitely be looking at. I've already looked on like Facebook Marketplace for some used stuff, and just I'm not finding anything that is substantially less than a new amount being paid, with shipping all included. And so just let me know down below your opinion on all these different subjects. All right, until next time, bye.